So hydrate. Done. Hi everyone, this is Charm again from Ready to Adult Philippines, a channel about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and adulting how-tos. Today, I'm gonna share to you guys 10 everyday items for a working adult. And for contrast, I have invited a very special guest, my boyfriend, Jet.
Hello, YouTube.
Okay, so I think you wanna go first?
Okay, let's start.
Okay.
The first thing that I bring every day is a bag. Of course, any adult is going to need a proper bag, just so you have something to carry the rest of your stuff in. With the types of bags that you can use, you can go for something like this, you can go for a backpack, or if you're also looking for something a little more professional or corporate, you can also go for something like a briefcase, such as this one. There are a few things that you need to look for when you're choosing a bag. This particular bag comes with a compartment for a water bottle. It also comes with a key holder. And it has a lot of different other compartments for a lot of other stuff that we're going to get into as this video goes along.
For me, I also have a bag. And the feature that I really like about the bag is when you can bring it with you when you travel. And it's big enough to house everything I need on a day-to-day because I'm not really stationed in one office. I tend to go around in meetings and in different places. And when I travel also, there's this key feature we really love in a bag, which is a luggage holder. Is that what you call it? Yeah, a luggage holder. And yeah, so first is a really reliable bag. So the next thing that we always bring are our wallets, and mine is the long kind, and
I have a billfold.
Yeah, a billfold or a bifold.
Bifold.
Yeah. So we want to get into what's in our wallet a little bit, and we don't usually bring a ton of cash. Like right now, I only have like 20 pesos. So I need something that houses a lot of cards because for one, I really love loyalty cards. I love loyalty cards, and I usually go cashless now, so I also have a lot of credit cards. So with that, I also want to add that I always bring with me a card holder, a calling card holder for business, but I also make sure to have some calling cards in my wallet just in case I'm not bringing my entire bag.
Alright, for me every day, my everyday wallet is a billfold or a bifold. It can go either way. So I also like to carry a lot of cards. I like how this wallet in particular has a lot of compartments for different cards that I have. So credit cards, debit cards, coffee shop cards. I can even fit a few my driver's license and maybe a few calling cards here and there, and you never know who you're gonna meet along the way. I also like how this wallet has two compartments for cash. So if ever you're on an international trip and you have different currencies, it's nice to have that segregation. But for formal events and stuff, when I know I don't need to bring any cash and I don't want this bulk on me, I'll go for something simple like a card holder. So it's simple. I just pack all the essentials. It just has my driver's license and maybe a couple of credit cards, and essentially that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next item that we bring every day is of course our phones, and I use an iPhone XS, and I'm an Apple user, and he uses.
I use a Samsung Galaxy. I've been a Samsung Galaxy user for the longest time now. But essentially, what's important is you look for a phone that works best for your lifestyle. There are different cell phones out there that have different features, like a good camera or a phone that's more for productivity. It's important that you find the features that help you be more productive. Also, what your budget is. So you don't always have to go for the highest spec phone out there. It's important you just go for something that's reasonably priced and that works well for you.
Yeah. So we use our phones mostly for work as well. So it's really important for us to always bring our phones. And like I said earlier, we usually go cashless. So we're big also on using a GCash and Paymaya and stuff like that. So yeah. And that brings us to our next item, which is a trusty power bank. So we're both using cut base as our power banks because it's really light and it's durable.
And it's slim.
It's very slim, so having a lot of things in your bag already. We're trying to not make it so heavy, and I use the same cord that I use in the house. So some people have separate cords in their office, in their bag, in their house. I just use one for everything.
Yeah, so a lot of the time we don't really get the opportunity to find wall outlets while we're on the go, and our phones tend to die out on us. So this is really handy for those moments because we've already talked about how phones are integral in the work that we do.
So next for me is a versatile lipstick. So this one is from Sunny's Face, and it's in the shade Vacay. And I like bringing a lipstick wherever I go because I don't usually wear a lot of makeup every day, but in case I have an important meeting or I have an event to go to, versatile lipstick can really be used as not just for the lips, but also for your cheeks, for your eyelids. So just to bring a little bit of color to my face. So yeah.
Obviously, I don't use lipstick, but another essential that I like to use every day are sunglasses. So in the Philippines, it's practically sunny every day, and I'm the kind of guy, I have really sensitive eyes when it comes to glare. So whenever I step out of the house or the condo, I always make sure that I have my sunglasses with me while I'm driving, when I'm walking on the road. For this one, this is the Ray-Ban Wayfarers. It's classic, it's black, I can wear it with anything. I can wear it with a suit, I can wear it with shorts or a t-shirt. It just looks great. And these are the particularly the large sized ones because I have a big face. So you don't have to go for these, you can go for something else, but I just like how versatile this is and how I can wear it with practically anything.
So next for me is I always bring around a breath spray or mints because again, I'm out the whole day and I'm in between meetings, meeting a lot of different people. So keeping your breath fresh with a breath spray or mints is really important.
Alright, so for me, I work as a writer, so it's integral for my job that I always have a laptop with me. The laptop that I use is the Dell XPS 13. I like it because it's small, it's compact, it's really light, and the battery lasts me the whole day. It's fast. It's not really a gaming laptop. I can't do anything much with it gaming wise, but as far as productivity is concerned, I get a lot of work done with this thing. It's really solid. When you're choosing a computer for yourself, again, there's a theme here. Just make sure it's something that's reasonably priced and that it works for your lifestyle.
Next is a pen. So I usually bring one gel pen and one ballpoint pen because I use my pen because I write in a planner or I bullet journal, and also like I have to sign a lot of stuff for work. So just a trusty pen. I really like this Muji pen. It's the .38 gel pen, I think. I don't know what it's really called. And this was gifted to me by a supplier. It's a Parker pen with my name on it.
I also like to carry around pens all the time. It's just different when you have a pen, and later on we'll be talking about notebooks too. It's different when you're in a meeting and you're jotting down notes when you have an actual pen and notebook there, as opposed to if you're just on your phone. I feel like people will take you more seriously, especially if you're in the professional world, if you have a real pen and notebook. So I also carry around a couple of pens, one ballpoint and one roller ball pen. This is essentially just a backup. I try to use this for everything that I do. I carry a notebook a lot whenever I have notes or I make to-do lists or when I have to sign contracts and whatever. I always try to make sure I use this pen. It's also a sanitary issue. So if I don't know where other people's pens come from, and I'm very anal like that, so I just like to use my pen for everything that I write or sign.
Yeah. And again, it's about preference. If you really prefer or you're more comfortable jotting everything down in your tablet, in your laptop, or in your phone, that's completely okay. This is our preference. We like writing things down. We feel like it resonates more with us, with the things that we have to do and the things that we have to remember if we write it down. So yeah, which brings us to our notebooks. So I use the free Starbucks notebook. So I did not get the planner because, as I mentioned earlier, I like bullet journaling. So my notebook looks like this. I do the dates myself. It's just how you bullet journal. I can talk about that in another video, but I just really like listing down everything I have to do during the day. And I also have here my goals for the year. I'm a really big goal setter, so I like looking at it and then revisiting it every so often just to remind me of what I'm aiming for. So yeah.
I also like to use a notebook. Again, I bring this with me all the time just in case I have any ideas that I need to write down. As a writer, I'm constantly getting ideas for new things, so I want to have an easy access notebook that I can write everything down in. During meetings, I always make sure I have this notebook and my pen out, just to make sure that everything's well documented. And whenever I sit down and I start my work day, I always start with my notebook. I write down everything that I have to do for that day. This notebook in particular, it's a leather-bound notebook. I just like it because it's black, it's simple, it's very understated, but it works well. And it has a little bookmark thing going for it, so.
So my bookmark is a magnet. So the next item is I always bring around an alcohol and sometimes wipes, and he also brings the same. So we usually bring one of each. So I just use a really small refillable alcohol container. I like that it sprays, so very straight to the point.
Yeah, I always like to have wet wipes on me. However, I know that wet wipes can be very bad for the environment, so I'm really endorsing this one. In particular, it's Sanicare's bamboo wipes. They're biodegradable. It lessens your carbon footprint. So whenever we can try to lessen our carbon footprint, let's do so. I always like to have wet wipes on me just in case, when my hands get sticky or when they get dirty, I just like to wipe them around a lot.
Yeah, so I actually just discovered around last year that wet wipes aren't actually biodegradable, which is, I didn't really think about it that way because it feels like cotton, it feels like tissue. So the next item is a tumbler. I always bring around a tumbler with me because I'm not sure if I have access to a dispenser all the time. So I used to bring this old tumbler. This is my old tumbler. You can see how beat up it is. It has like a sticker, a Hamilton sticker there, and I really like this because it's just like that. But I recently changed it to this because I feel like it's more sanitary also if the mouthpiece, I think, is metal compared to my old plastic where I notice it gets dirty a lot. So yeah, just a really simple water bottle, tumbler. Yeah. Just a reminder also for everyone to hydrate.
I don't personally bring water bottles a lot, so it's not essentially an essential for me. I'm always at the office or I'm always at meetings, and usually at the office or at meetings there's water there available, so I don't really bring a water bottle a lot. So, however, there is one other essential item that I would like to share to you, and it's a wristwatch. I always make it a point to wear a wristwatch just because it makes me feel more organized, it makes me feel like I'm more put together, like I'm more professional. I know you can always look at your phone for the time. I know that argument, I understand that argument, but it's really different when you can just glance down at your wrist and know what the time it is. However, you don't always have to feel pressured to buy a really expensive or luxurious wristwatch. Sometimes I'll make use of this, my Samsung watch, which I use for when I go running or when I go working out, just so I have an activity tracker. It tracks how many calories I burn or what my heart rate is. I just always need to have a watch. It's not just about an aesthetic thing, it's also about functionality. So yeah, that's also one of my essentials.
And there's proof right here. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah,
but
it's a serious tan line.
yeah, he has a tan line because he always wears a watch. So yeah, those are our essentials.
Again, we'd like to emphasize that just because we bring these things every day doesn't mean that you have to do so as well. If there are other things that you bring every day that we didn't mention, feel free to comment them down below. Share with us what you bring every day, what are your essentials, and what thoughts you have about our essentials also.
Yeah, so feel free to subscribe, comment down below, like this video, and share this video to your friends. And I will see you in my next video.